Hello and welcome to GoodGood Investing. I'm Rachel Grunn.
And I'm Andrea Cwik.
GoodGood Investing is on a mission to educate and empower busy professionals and successful entrepreneurs on their journey to passive investments and building a financial legacy for their future. So our goal here is to just educate you and show you that there is a better way to invest, and that is through, in our opinion, passive multifamily. Right?
Absolutely. We want to help you make money when you sleep.
Make money when you sleep. And speaking of passive, that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today.
Yes, we are. So there's a lot of terms that get floated around, in our industry, passive versus active. We want to just break it down so that it's even easier to understand, because sometimes those are just like lingo words.
Yeah, just
vernacular.
Corporate
speak. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like corporate speak.
Per my last email.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of, what did I always say? It'd be funny if I actually remembered.
You'll remember it. It'll come back. You're like riding an old bike. Just picture yourself back
I
there.
have not been in corporate in
a
a while.
cold cubicle, 9 to 5, time card in and out.
What was it? It was just like, I'll circle back with you. That's huge.
That kind of stuff. And you're like, who decided we were going to speak this way? Because that makes absolutely no sense.
Yes, I'll ping you. Do people say that now? No, right?
No, I mean...
Corporate. There's a lot of corporate jargon, and so we want to get away from
If you really want to get like super corporate, like crusty corporate, it's a general partner and limited partner. It's so and corporate-y. But then a little bit less corporate, like maybe you can wear jeans to work on Friday, is passive and active investors. Right? And then what is like we're working from home and building our own business lingo?
Okay, I was thinking about this. So what did I say earlier? What was the example I gave you earlier?
Well, it's like a landlord, right?
Yes, landlord versus...
just somebody on their computer passively investing, man. We'll come up with a name for that person, because they're not technically an entrepreneur, right? Because they're not building a startup or anything like that.
No, they're skydiving in Bali. If you skydive in Bali.
Thank you. They are skydiving in Bali. Do you want to be a landlord or do you want to skydive in Bali?
No, seriously, right? Because that's what we're getting towards. It's like, okay, we're also passive investors. You were at the park today, a lot, right?
Yeah, and today's a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the park at 11 a.m. with my daughter on a Tuesday.
Listen, my husband and I talk about this all the time because he still does have a W-2 job, you know? So he reports now. Yes, he reports for duty. But I keep telling him, every day, I'm like, I love being a real estate investor and passively investing because I can do what I want to do.
You're your own boss.
And I don't have a boss.
Yeah.
And did we already fill in our listeners about you never having a boss?
No, we talked about Kathleen.
Oh, that's right. But for the most part.
No, I've never had a corporate salary.
You know what I mean?
Ever.
You've never really clocked in, clocked out there.
No.
And the chains, are heavy when you have to work for somebody.
I actually couldn't imagine. I literally could not imagine.
It's stifling.
Yeah. I would have to talk to Dylan about getting a sugar daddy or something. And I feel like it's for the family, Dylan. If it ever came to that. But it's not going to, because I've set myself up with past investments, producing passive income, and we're on the trajectory of me never having to answer the phone again.
Okay, so I wanted to break it down. So when you're a landlord, right, this is what we want to talk about, is active investing. When you're a landlord, you are getting the deal, right? You're finding the deal.
Driving for dollars, working with a wholesaler, working with an agent. Even if there's someone advocating on your behalf, you are still doing a ton of groundwork.
Let me tell you, I get about 20 emails a day telling me that I have these wholesale deals. If you don't know about wholesaling, it's another world. You're shopping off-market homes at a discount. These could be fire-burned homes, hoarder homes, wreck, right? foundation issues, things that they...
For some reason, the seller can't or won't go on market.
Yeah, they won't go on market. They can't sell it on market. So I get like 20 emails a day. And I'm looking at these and I'm like, ugh, I need to comb through every single one of these emails. And guess what? Like, these wholesalers, which I love, shout out wholesalers, I do love you, but a lot of these numbers are like from the air. Like, where did you get it? They say, like, we're selling it for this price, but you could, after remodel, and they'll say, like, you can just remodel $15,000. First of all, $15,000 maybe going to get you paint.
Backsplash. That's it.
Like, literally, that won't get you anything. And then they're like, and then you could sell it for $600,000. Like, you're buying it at 100, remodel, 15, and then you can sell it for $600,000.
They're counting on the fact that you're not going to know any better. Some of the shiesty ones, not all of them are shiesty.
So there's, so then I'm combing through these emails and I'm just like, I literally don't have time to be combing through so many emails about these deals, which sometimes, more often than not, don't turn out to be actual deals, right? Okay, so then my time is spent there. But, living that Chip and Joanna Gaines life of wanting to flip. I love flipping, so I continue to do that. It's almost like a hobby for me, actually, because I just love design so much. But that's a very active role. So, and then the other part of it is when you remodel, there's a lot of risk to remodeling because you don't want to over remodel.
Right. You don't want to be the nicest home on the block ever.
No. And then you're putting a lot of money into that too.
And once you start taking off walls, you find things.
And then maybe you're going to keep it, you're not going to flip and you're going to keep it and you're going to rent it out. Guess who called me last week when Texas was freezing?
Not your tenant in Austin.
My tenant in Austin called me. And our pipes were frozen. And he couldn't get hot water. He had to take a shower at the gym. I mean,
and you're trusting these tenants to take care of your property, but they don't care. They don't care about your property. They don't care.
And...
Because guess what? If their pipes burst and it floods, they don't have to pay anything. But she does.
Yes. And let me just tell you, the other stressful part is I had renters at my cabins. So 2 different cabins. They're the sweetest. I love my cabin renters. Oh my gosh, I love them so much because I feel like each one is just so kind and so nice, except for the weed smoker. But then they were running the faucets, but things were getting frozen. I mean, some people were out of water, out of power, not our cabins, thankfully. But those are things as a landlord that you have to be thinking about. You have to be on call about. You think that you can get a property manager, but it's not worth it when you have such few properties.
Yeah, and they take such a huge, you just won't be cash flowing anything. If you're into the appreciation game and waiting 10 years to see a huge return, go for it. But you're not gonna, when you have a property manager and you don't have any control over property taxes, if those increase, it's insane, the amount of work.
And that's what I was gonna say is when somebody is thinking about retirement, they should be thinking about income that comes consistently to them.
Yeah.
That is called cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
If you are thinking about your pension, Social Security, or some other form, maybe stock paying out to you, and you're just going to have this big, maybe, because everybody is told, to retire you need $1 million. $1
million.
I don't think $1 million is going to cut it anymore.
Not that's just legitimately facts. That's not us being...
Yeah, no, I don't think that's cutting it anymore.
No, because what? People say to retire at 60, 65. What if you live 30 years past that?
Exactly. So this is what I'm trying to say is this sum of money, this $1 million that people have said you need to retire. You don't know how long you're going to live.
Mm-mm.
So you need to figure out a way to live and get income to you on a monthly basis. And some people don't have pension anymore, and Social Security, people are taking it out really young.
Or if you're self-employed, you just don't have it.
Mm-hmm. And then healthcare expenses are through the roof, right?
Yeah, it's insane.
When you don't have a job anymore. So anyways, these are things to think about. when you're thinking about being a landlord and retiring, what are you going to do once you sell your properties? You're going to get some lump sums, but in the meantime, how are you going to be paying for those properties? I'm telling you, some people are backwards on their properties right now.
Yeah.
Like they have the renter in place, fine. They have things that come up on their house that they didn't account for that they have to repair. Yikes. And then they have taxes going up that they don't know how much more it's going to keep increasing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have a plan in place on when to sell that asset, you might get into trouble.
Yeah.
Right? And interest rates are rising and all of that. So what we wanted to offer you is that other perspective is if you want to be in real estate and you want to be invested in real estate, there is that active way, that landlord way, but we also wanted to show you that passive way, which is looking at commercial properties. For us, it's been involved in syndications because that really gives us the cash flow and the passive income where another group, another team can manage that asset for us, and then we are getting that cash flow coming in consistently.
And we don't harp on multifamily just because it's all that we know. We've between Andrea and I, we've done everything, flips, mobile home parks, long-term rentals, Airbnbs, short-term rentals, triple net leases, truly done it all, seen it all, and multifamily is consistently our favorite for all the reasons we've detailed in this podcast. But today we really just wanted to walk you through what it means, because like she said, there's all this jargon, active versus passive, active versus passive. What does it actually mean to be active? We've talked a lot about what it means to be passive, but what does it actually mean to be active? And as a landlord, it is a ton of stress and not much guarantee for any sort of retirement plan. So we just wanted to talk a little bit about that so that you don't have to go down that road to realize that, hey, maybe active is not the way for me. You don't need to pound the pavement in single family in order to scale to multifamily. You can scale to multifamily, but even if you're never even owned your own home.
Well, on that note, it's maybe sometimes that is the answer, because my friends in California are like, well, I'm just trying to pay my mortgage and taxes off in my $3 million to $10 million home, right? And they can't even think about getting an additional stream of income within California because that's just not viable, right? But they can diversify through syndication. And maybe someday we'll do triple net leases. Maybe someday we'll do other commercial. But at this point, what we're concentrating on is multifamily.
Yeah.
And you don't have to qualify for the loan for multifamily like you would for another house if you were buying another house to rent out.
Which means more tax write-offs.
Right. And we just talked to an investor yesterday, and she really loved, what I said about diversifying, right? You're not just putting all your eggs in one house basket.
One renter, one
tenant, one house. But you can take a little bit here that you would have put in a down payment on one house. You could put it on one syndication, an apartment building in Georgia. You can do another apartment building in Arizona, another apartment building in Florida.
And if we had an investor come up to us and said, I have $500,000 and I want to put it into a deal, we'd say, okay, well, what we would advise from our experience, make your own decision, but this is just what we would say. Maybe you should split it across a couple deals, right? A couple different markets, a couple different business plans, strategies, etc. I don't think, even in multifamily, everyone shouldn't have all their eggs in one basket.
Yes, absolutely. And now I think I'm in a total of 9 syndications. Half of them, passive, half of them I'm a general partner on. I love the idea of diversification because guess what? One of the apartment buildings that I'm in isn't performing as expected, but that's okay because my other ones are going to, it's going to all work together. Not to say that, it's not working out well. Hopefully it'll still make money. But as far as I see right now in the projections, the interest rates are just killing this deal a little bit. But I have so many other investments that I'm fine. It's okay. It's all going to work out together.
Exactly. It just mitigates risks and makes it easier for the investor. So we hope that was really enlightening, and we hope you're walking away a little bit more informed. That's our only mission at GoodGood Investing, is to not, provide opportunities, of course, but also educate, so that when the opportunity strikes, you feel confident and excited about your investment. So head on over to our website, goodgoodinvesting.com, where you can check out our 3-in-1 net worth assessment. And it's 3-in-1 because we're going to tell you about your current and future net worth, discover your magic number, and discover your freedom number. And it's a really comprehensive tool. It's totally free. You can play around with it. And then after that, we can have a call to kind of discuss your findings and where you want to go in your financial journey. Until next time, Andrea.
Don't invest good.
Invest twice as good.
Bye.